time wearing a joke. Strange, but I must let's do this. I love anchors. I want to tattoo one, an anchor, right on my ankle, because I like to feel grounded. And I've never been a wanderer. When I was young, I had two best friends after I'd lost one to elders who lived like cruise ships. I still see him sometimes, and we are 12 again when our eyes meet. When I was 12, I rode a bicycle freehand in high speed. The world stopped, and I felt air sweep through parts of me that had forgotten how to breathe. Once, the bicycle chainring latched onto the soft tissue behind my knee, tore into it, pulled out a crimson flash. My eyes welled up with tears. I guess bicycles too need anchors. The following year, I stopped flying. I sailed off to a town that forced adulting into my bloodstream. We rented a back room. I went to big school, learned a new language. I scraped my mother off my tongue. That year, I learned that silence could be a loud cry, a wheeze in my chest, a failed whistle blow. My rescue is still lost at sea. My father left us that year. I was 14. A sudden death that sent my voice into exile. My teeth still pick at fences, laughter like a piece of land where my mother tongue sits in comfort at 14. My mother. My name fell off my mother's tongue like an unforgivable sin. I'm still praying for forgiveness at 14. I bloomed well after spring. My body never did learn to conform. Sweet 16, I peeled back the skin of white mastery of my backbone. I wore my skin like a full eclipse. I wrote my first poem. I guess 16 towards vice. I gripped myself with patience. Since then, I've never begged for acceptance. 18 and almost full in the motion of bloom, but I don't turn flower. Instead, I'm a field of thorns. I'm built of the fallen walls of Jericho, and I'm fluent in surviving myself. I've been blooming since 14. I cut my age into bite-sized pieces. My plate is still full with youth. I'm 31. Yes, I'm 31. Still peeling residues of 14 off my eyes, thinking, my, has time aged? Is it hard to believe that I'm 31? A poet from the US, Anis Mutugani, he says, speak every time you stand so that you do not forget yourself. And I make sure to speak of myself when I stand so that I make sure I do not forget about myself. The first time I fell in love, I learned to make bad edits on purpose. I learned to erase myself, to lose myself in judgments. I tried to unlearn my magic. I learned to fold myself into whispers passed off in between sermons and bathroom gossips. I learned to love in secret. So she became a poem. I spoke of her love in metaphors. I hid our history between the wrinkles on the corners of our eyes, to unpack our memories with every smile, then struck her off my delicate traces, wrote over her name and removed her from my tongue. They said she was sin, said I should cough her breath up with blood, to rid myself of sin. I asked him to wash me in her blood-covered breath, to baptize me in the flowing pleasures of sin. Since then, I've been building our coffins with every kiss I lay on her skin. Our ashes already await. They've been speaking us into dust with their loose tongues. Our tombs have been filling up with our godless love. So love me to the grave, you hear, so we can rise again in front of him and call his bluff. Tell him that even in death, hate couldn't contain our heartbeats. Tell him that we crushed and burnt up like phoenixes, to rise again with renewed love and perfect edits. Tell him that love was never afraid of our vaginas, looked at us like gardens blooming in spring, and there I found my Eve, naked as truth. Since then, I've known no greater love, so we will become poems, recited to lovers who kiss with doubts in their breath, whose heartbeats are losing their sync on purpose, lovers who never say each other's names in case the walls of Jericho crumble with them. Tell them that there is Sodom in every bedroom, and some people have been using their curtains as if they were the scars on the palms of Jesus. Tell them that our collarbones lay open like pulpits, and we are the verses that we have been searching for. My beautiful blasphemy. I've been building our church with all the stones cast upon us. I found an altar on your bosom. I will worship at your feet, for love is my witness. Let's pray again tonight.
Yeah. How was that? How was that English? Oh guys. One more time, a round of applause for Thando. One more time. Yeah. We're gonna be having some little chats with Thando. Really inspiring female poets we have in KZN.
Just real quick, I don't do well with the talking.
Yeah, I know.
Just be aware that I don't do well.
That's why we're gonna be short. But we really have to hear one or two words from her without me performing.
And you guys want y'all to listen attentively. So getting to know Thando. Who are you and where you come from and what's your inspiration to do what you're doing today?
As you guys have said, I am Thando Fuze. I am from Durban. It's the surrounds of Pinetown. Based here in Durban, I'm a spoken word artist. I'm an arts events curator and the director of Fuse Arts and project manager of Shifted Minds.
If you see the comrades there, the only thing they managed to get shifted minds. Because we are about to shift our minds and go for elections, man. Shifted minds. I hope you all listening to this event Thando, because we're going to be having some questions to you based on the biography of Thando in order for you to win an activity to go to the Durban Poetry Show. Thando, you're one of our female poets. This is you have been in so many high-ranked and valued events of poetry. Poets in Lesotho, Poetry Africa, Word and Sound, and a number of competitions in poetry slam across the country. What I want to quickly understand is how do you manage doing zonke lezi zinto lezi? Why? Because there's izinto futhi personal in your life okumele uzenze, and what is the best motive?
As a female person at home living ebusuku ukuthi ayosebenza doesn't sound quite right ukuthi umuntu uzenze wenza usuku, you know, but family gets to understand as isikhathi sihamba and the progress iba khona. This is progress. Released a book this year. So this is some of the work that I've done. I've been almost over 10 years in the scene. This is why I won't recognize a lot of people here. I think the last time I was here was 2015. But it's great to see that there are female artists still pushing it, because we have a shortage of poets and female artists in Durban. It's very difficult to get. This is why I started Shifted Minds, which is a platform for just female artists to showcase, be it dance, music, poetry, theatre, because we want to encourage women to tell their own stories. I'm so tired of male people telling our stories, because you don't really know. You just think, I think this is how they feel when they go through this, you know. But if you tell your own story, then it's a beautiful thing to experience, because experiencing it through yourself was born through it. So, yeah, I think.
And to ask the last question, sorry. Where can we get the book that you have with us? Can we get like a store where we can see Uti, get inspiration as a poet Uti, what is expected from us as Abantu Sfazane to express ourselves through poetry?
For now, you can get it from me only. The book is only a month old. Just released it. So for now, you can only get it from me. We're still working at getting it into stores where it can be easy for people to access it. It's only $100, and it's only $100 so that people can actually, make the effort. I know a lot of people don't read or don't like to read. It's a problem because if you're an artist, it's very important for you to read, to be informed. So it's tricky to know that in Durban, especially in Durban, I think I'm the second or third artist, can you attest, who has published a book. Not a lot of us are publishing, which is a problem because that means we don't have product, which means we go anywhere and after the show a person is like, do you have anything that I can take home, and nothing. It's a problem. This is why we cannot get into bigger platforms as well, because we have nothing to show for it. So I encourage all of us, it's not very difficult to publish. It's not, you just need to know where to go or who to go to. Also, if but please, let's get product out. If you're a musician, demo, get your demo out, get your work out to the people, shows as well. Shows, ask if you have to, this is what we did. Ask to go open mic, your corner. If I had not done that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have gone to Afternoon Express. I wouldn't have had my book reviewed on SABC News. I wouldn't have done all these things. But because we managed, so I encourage. Sorry to the guys, but I encourage women a lot. We go through a lot. Why not tell your stories? Why not tell your stories? They are very important. I think as someone tells their story, we are able to say, I've gone through that, and now I am not ashamed to accept it. I've also gone through that. It's very important. Yeah.
I think what has been said by Thando Fuze. We won't waste time. Because she still got one more piece to share with us. Maybe just to give her and boost her energy. It's as long as a piece. A big round of applause. So I and Mr. We're gonna leave the stage with Thando, and we're gonna be back after her. Enjoy the final performance.
This is a new poem. I hope I can read it. I wrote it because it's Women's Month, and a lot of the times we tend to want to close with a happier poem. Just do because we need to leave people with Jabi, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, this is not the situation all the time. And so I chose not to end with a happier poem. It's called Blood is Thicker Than Water. Blood is thicker than water. This is a saying I've heard a number of times, and every time it's said, I picture my sisters and I. We are thick as thieves, have hollowed ourselves just to fill each other up again, and each time the same rings. Blood is thicker than water. Though we've worn each other's patience thin, our skins grew thick, and we learned to carry our hearts lighter around blood. My family carries our blood the same way we carry our last name. Like our chests are royal thrones. Our blood has flowed through timelines of sons and daughters who know what it means to rise above, to hold, to make do, to fill a home with laughter and ease and warmth. We know love to be blood. Thick as the stews we've shared in tents on weekends of loss and weakness and song, we remained blood. Through half-baked smiles, our cheeks heavy with defeat, deceit, hands from the lips of our fathers, their tongues laid smooth on the ears of our mothers, and some of us are half-bloods. But even then, our blood remains untempered, unyielding. Even them, our fathers with fault, their blood still runs thick. None of us could cast the first stone. Our bones, a structured semblance of the molds from which we come, so we learned to wear our hearts on our sleeves for blood. But in my country, blood means nothing. Thin as the patience of its citizens has turned us women into sacrifice, little lambs only good for the slaughter. We've inherited limbs from limbs broken many times over, our blood spilled on beds spread with unease and disease. These are the same beds we have been emptied and scarred over, bruised egos, our blood splattered across the walls of our own homes, our bodies, our war zones. Our blood flows thick between our thighs, and our noses lay thick on their knuckles. Our wombs raped empty. Our women die daily in the hands of their men and families, in boardrooms, at churches, in fields and pages. They die already dead, with hearts like tombstones. Our chests are graveyards of secrets. The rapists, the struggles of breath, the anger and threats,